When you hear the word record, what comes to mind? Maybe an oversized CD, a voice recorder, or just a piece of paper containing evidence of something that has happened or took place in the past. To most people, the record of life is very simple. We came from a higher power or from two human beings at the beginning of time. But according to science, the record of life has much more to it. Records of life can be tracked back to many different things. Fossils often help us discover records. Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of animals, plants, and other organisms from the remote past. Scientists discovered that the history of life may have begun in the ocean over 3.9 billion years ago. Scientists cannot prove that this is the way it all came because the Earth is constantly producing new rocks. Rocks are an important source to discovering the diversity in life that has existed in the past. They make it possible to find fossils and other evidence. There are many different types of fossils. Some common fossils are trace fossils, cast, molds, petrified, permineralized fossils, and amber preserved fossils. All these fossils have a very different way of forming. For instance, a trace fossil is any indirect evidence left by an animal, which may include footprints, a trail, or a burrow. Casts form when minerals and rocks fill a space left by a decayed organism. They make a replica or cast of the organism. Molds form when an organism is buried in sediment and then decays, leaving an empty space. Petrified fossils form when minerals penetrate and replace the hard parts of an organism. Permineralized fossils form a void space in original organisms infilled by minerals. Paleontologists also help discover into the past too. They do this by using fossils to make sense of happenings that took place in the past. They use fossils to learn the kinds of organisms of the past and their behaviors. Fossil formation takes a long time. Scientists often use methods called relative dating or radiometric dating to determine the age of a fossil. Relative dating is seeing fossils in different layers of a stack of rocks and determining that the rocks in the upper layers have to be younger or newer than those of the underlayers. Using this method also allows scientists to discover relative age and order of appearance of the species that are preserved as fossils in the layers. Radiometric dating is the method where scientists use the comparison of the amount of radioactive isotope and new isotope into which it decays. The geological timescale is divided into four main sections: the Precambrian era, the Paleozoic era, Mesozoic era, and Cenozoic era. An era is a very large amount of time which is subdivided into periods. The divisions are based on the organisms that lived during that time interval. In the Precambrian era, it's an amount of time from about 4 million years ago until 1,800 million years ago. The Paleozoic era lasts from 543 million years ago to 290 million years ago. The Mesozoic era lasts from 248 million years ago till 144 million years ago. And the Cenozoic era lasts from 65 million years ago until 1.8 million years ago. The record of